Hey y'all, happy Monday. So something happened yesterday that made me want to make this video. So yesterday, it was Easter and we had a good time. My mother-in-law came and kicked it with the kids and everything else, right? And when she left, of course, like she always do, she give everybody they love, tell them they love them, give them the kisses and all that other stuff. But it's the way that she loved on Stink for me. Now this is nothing new. I've been with her son for 6 years. She's always been like this. But for whatever reason, it was something about yesterday that hit me. And I want to say that it's probably because of some recent situations that's been going on with his biological father and that side of the family, which I have nothing, I'm not here to speak on them. I just wanted to give a little context, right? And so I know I always joke around, those that know me, I always joke around and be like, get your baby a stepdaddy, get your baby a stepdaddy, stop arguing with these niggas and get your baby a stepdaddy. But on a serious note, I say that because regardless of what these red pill niggas and people on the internet and shit want to say, miserable folks, niggas that grew up and didn't have that grew up with their mama last name and shit like that, like regardless of all of that, who God has for you, who God truly has for you, is going to love you, your children, and whatever else you come with, right? And I'm not saying or using that as an excuse to just come into a situation and be trash, or come into a situation with baggage and issues and expect someone to deal with it, and that's on both sides. But what I am saying is, a lot of the time, as mothers or as single mothers, even those of us that don't give a damn about the father or the father side of the family or what they're doing or not doing, we find ourselves being frustrated, of course, rightfully so, right? We find ourselves being frustrated. We find ourselves, a lot of times at our wit's end, especially because, we're doing a lot of things either by ourselves or our family is helping, or we do have a village, but the other side is not helping. And a lot of the times, especially in this current climate, women are getting blamed for fathers not being around or fathers not being in the home, instead of holding a lot of these men accountable. Some of these men are great dads until you leave them, and then it's F the baby, F you, F everything else. And we've seen that in plenty of situations. And people can change. Sometimes people are, great parents, and then they just blink one day and then they're trash. It happens. But I wanted to bring this to you guys' attention, or I just wanted to speak on it, because what my mother-in-law gives my son, he doesn't get that from the other side. And that's between them and God to deal with. But when you are blessed with the person that God has for you, when you stop focusing on what other people are not doing, and you free that space for love to come in, God will do that. And that's what has happened, and I'm so grateful for it. Like, even in certain times where we may not even be feeling each other per se, it's rare that it happens, but when it does happen, my in-laws have never said F my son. Whereas my son's biological family, whenever they're not getting along with me, they act like they don't know him. And I could be bitter and I could be harping on that shit, but for what? When I have what I have, God gave me what he gave me and blessed me with what he blessed me with, because I opened up the space in the room for that. I'm not exactly sure who this message is for, but for any young ladies or even young men, because I was pretty much raised by a single father. Don't worry about what the other person is or is not doing. That's between God and them. And that child is going to grow up and understand. I don't down talk my son's father or his family. I don't do it. I don't do it around them. To me, them people don't exist. Because at the end of the day, my baby is now 10 years old, and he sees with his own eyes and he understands. So I just say that to say that there are men out there that are waiting to love you and your children. There are women out there, males, that are willing to love you and your children. And it's not always a situation. I think in the black community, single parents, especially single mothers, get bashed so much as if a nigga leaving is like the only thing, for, as if everybody was like a one-night stand. People die. People go crazy. I seen this man on YouTube the other day that was talking about the fact that he considers himself a single parent because his child's mother is paranoid schizophrenic. And so how can she be a full-time parent if she has mental issues? You know, like, things happen. People go through shit. A switch could flip one day. People could get sick. It ain't always, oh, you chose a trash partner. And a lot of the time, let's keep it a buck, male and females, people finesse. People will come in and, like I said, while they're with you, they be the best thing since sliced bread, at least as far as it comes to the child. But when they no longer have access to you, the person, or your body, they say F you and that baby. And they go make other families. And they will pretend they'll take care of that family to throw it in your face until that no longer works, until they realize that they're the problem. And on top of that, you know, it's up to us as well to do the work on ourselves. What made you choose this person? What was it about this person that made you choose them? Because once you figure that part out as well, you won't be, what the hell? You won't be in a situation like that anymore. Sorry, y'all. Somebody just drove up on the curb like an idiot. But yeah, so like I always say, get your baby a stepdaddy. Do not argue with these people that don't want to do their job. If a parent wanted to be there, you wouldn't have to fight for them to do so. Period. And that goes for both sides. So that was my TED Talk for today. Hope you guys all have a beautiful day. I'll talk to y'all later.